Coming up on Mountain News at 6, we'll hear from one Southern Kentucky mayor about what's being done to keep the roads clear. And we'll have some tips for dressing appropriately for the bitterly cold weather to avoid getting sick.
And we could see low temperatures near or below zero later tonight. Your forecast on the way as Mountain News at 6 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Arctic temperatures have settled in with bitter cold expected tonight across the Commonwealth. It could feel like it's below zero, and that could be dangerous for anyone outside for an extended period of time. First Alert meteorologist Cameron Aaron has more on what to expect. Cameron.
Yeah, Steve, we are tracking some dry weather on this Tuesday evening, but some very cold weather. Here's a live look from Buffalo Mountain over in Perry County as the sun sets on this Tuesday. That current temperature 14 degrees and most of us in the teens at this hour, down to 10 degrees over in Wise, Virginia, 13 for Jackson, also Pikeville, 14 over in Williamsburg and Monticello. So we are tracking some very cold weather, and we get even cooler as we go into tonight, all thanks to a clear sky on First Alert Pinpoint Doppler. And once you have a clear sky, also snow on the ground, that will lead to some very cold weather. So we do have a wind chill advisory in place. We could see wind chills as low as 15 below zero as you wake up on Wednesday. And again, this will last through early on Wednesday, and low temperatures possibly close to or below zero in some areas. So again, be sure that you bundle up and also protect those pipes and your pets. For most of us, we see lows between -5 and 5 as you wake up on Wednesday. A break on Wednesday, more dry and sunny weather on tap, and then another weather system is looming by Thursday and Friday. So more snow chances are possible later this week. Those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Cameron, thank you. Road crews in Laurel County have been working day and night to make driving conditions as safe as possible. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox joins us now from London with more on how they've been able to do that. Chandler.
Thank you, Steve. I'm on Main Street here in downtown London, where, as you can see, road crews have been hard at work. I talked with London Mayor Randall Weddle about the city's strategy with keeping roads clear. Crews have been at work since before the storm.
You know, with the state doing pre-treatment, that helped a lot, especially down here on Main Street.
Once the snow began falling, crews have been plowing continuously.
Between the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, which is doing an outstanding job, plus the city's street department, they've worked tirelessly. I don't think them guys have went to sleep the last few days.
Weddle says they have focused on keeping main roads clear.
Of course, we have areas of the city that still need to, to be scraped, but right now they're trying to stay on the main arteries of the city so we can get traffic in and out. We're focusing around the hospital and just...
One firefighter told me this is the busiest he has seen crews in his decade-long career here in London. And I can believe it. They've been at it all day and night the last 2 days I've been here. Steve, back to you.
All right, Chandler, good to see you're bundled up, but you can come in out of the cold now. Thank you very much. Mayor Weddle also said the sun was definitely in their favor today, but they are worried more ice may be on the way as it just keeps getting colder tonight. Well, we are certainly experiencing those cold temperatures here in the mountains, and it is expected to be well below freezing for a little while longer. The cold air can have an impact on the pipes inside your home. The U.S. Department of Energy says paying attention to where your pipes are located, what material they are made of, and how well insulated they are is incredibly important. If you have water pipes in colder parts of your home, it may be directly exposed to the outside air.
Unless you want to have a plumber at your house repairing your pipes, and it's simple things like this that will save you hundreds of dollars.
Well, some telltale signs of frozen pipes include an open faucet that produces no water or only a slow trickle. In Pulaski County, law enforcement have spent a lot of time working a lot of crashes. Members of the special response team have responded to more than 30 calls from everyone needing a ride to dialysis treatments to nurses and healthcare workers needing help getting to the hospital or nursing homes. And many main roads in the county are clear or mostly clear, but there's plenty of roads out in neighborhoods or in less traveled areas that were still completely snow covered today.
Well, I think it makes it challenging for the local community as in keeping warm, and as the roads thaw, they freeze back again, and you start getting those ice ruts, and then you can't see the ice under the snow that's already there.
Pulaski County SRT members say their vehicles have been to every part of the county in the past 2 days helping people. Fighting a fire in frigid temperatures can be hard for the more rural fire departments. In Boyle County, firefighters are dealing with some of those struggles. Crews say a fire there that started yesterday morning took them more time to put out than usual. It's because of road conditions, the few fire hydrants in rural areas, and their equipment. Well, as we continue to see some snow on the ground and experience those bitterly cold temperatures across the mountains, it's important to take preventative measures to keep from getting sick. But as WYMT's Olivia Calfee explains, it takes more than just wearing enough layers while you're out in the elements.
One of the biggest myths is that you can catch a cold from cold weather. Well, no, you can't catch a cold from being outside in cold weather.
As Kentucky River District Public Health Director Scott Lockhart explains, we can't blame the temperatures because a cold is caught by viruses. But these temperatures can intensify the situation.
One of the reasons we see them much more frequently in cold weather is that we're getting together indoors and we can pass these viruses so much more. And then when we go out in the cold, it exacerbates the symptoms. So it makes our stuffiness worse, it makes us feel worse, and just makes that cold or that flu, those symptoms much more pronounced because of the cold weather.
But he adds dressing according to these frigid temps is just as important, stressing that frostbite and hypothermia are possible without the proper precautions.
The key to staying warm in this kind of weather is to dress in layers, use appropriate undergarments, make sure that you are not exposing your fingers, make sure you have appropriate gloves, insulated gloves, that you are wearing a hat, toboggans, beanies, whatever you want to call them there, but making sure that you are giving the protection. And even the full face ski masks are very, very important.
And he says remember to take frequent breaks out of the cold if possible. In Hazard, Olivia Calfee, WYMT Mountain News.
We also have more cold safety and health tips from the Kentucky River District Health Department on our website, WYMT.com, as well as the WYMT News app. And here's some tips on how you can keep your pets safe. The American Veterinary Medical Association says most pets are susceptible to frostbite and hypothermia and need to be kept warm when outside in these frigid temperatures. For dogs, you can shorten walks, check paws for cold weather injuries, and put a sweater or coat on them. And experts say do not leave your pet alone outside. With the scares of snowy weather on the forefront of folks' minds, it's easy to forget its beauty. With inches of snow piled up in Pike County, some of its people and paws are finding the silver lining. WYMT's Buddy Forbes is live in Pikeville, where folks are frolicking through the frozen forecast. Buddy.
Yeah, Steve, I'm still on Kentucky Avenue, which on one side is a host of apartment buildings. On the other side is the University of Pikeville. So families and students have been sliding down these hills, blowing off some steam for a day full of fun. Now, of course, in a college town like this, there was an increase in students hitting the hills with sleds, but there was also a lot of puppy play on the snowy day. Some students say they were glad to have a break from the classes and the work, even if it means studying a little harder later on. Like neighbors Allie Windland and Wendy Gent, who took a study break just so they could see their pets wagging tails, enjoying the winter wonderland.
It's the best thing ever. Honestly, we like our dogs more than anything else, so getting to spend time with them outside, roll around in the snow, it's definitely the highlight. Oh yeah, for sure.
Now, I don't think I've ever been as happy to see the snow as those dogs were earlier today, but it was a little contagious. Students say that this pause was really needed. In Pikeville, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
All right, Buddy, thank you. While many animals were having fun out in the snow for a while today, officials have warned about proper animal care during weather events like this. So make sure, again, to keep those animals warm and safe as this frigid weather continues. In Lawrence County, Judge Executive Philip Carter once closed all county roads until further notice because of the weather. One woman was on her way back from work in Ashland heading home to Letcher County, a 2-hour drive that she anticipates being longer due to the tricky conditions.
They're extremely icy, so we're going over some mountains and it's probably going to be treacherous, so you have to be extra careful. There'll be no 55 or 60 or anything. We'll be in the 30s, I'm sure.
Slow and steady has been the key to navigating these conditions and will remain so as long as these temperatures stay below freezing. Some parts of the mountains got around 8 inches of snow during the last few days. While major highways, interstates, and county roads are in much better shape right now, some of the back roads and residential areas are still nearly impassable, which can be dangerous in an emergency. Kelsey Soto takes us on a ride in McGoffin County, where first responders are navigating the snow and frigid temperatures.
I was talking about the stat pack bags. We've got a
There's no snow days in an emergency. Amanda Tackett works for Patriot EMS and waded through the storm to answer calls for help. Roughly 10,000 people in McGoffin County rely on their team no matter the conditions.
It takes a village, literally, to work EMS, fire, rescue, and a lot of the areas we know are going to be bad. So we're able to call out for McGoffin County Rescue or fire for lift assist.
If a back road isn't plowed, they'll park the ambulance at the bottom of a hill or driveway and then scramble up to get to patients. Rescuers can often chip in with their four-wheel drive.
You know, don't get in a hurry because black ice is terrible. And I guarantee if you can't go out, we can't either.
This time of year, they respond to a lot of accidents, whether cars or slip and falls.
You may have four-wheel drive, but you don't have four-wheel stop. Once you start sliding, you can't stop until you hit something that makes you stop.
She says they also see an uptick in cardiac issues when people overexert themselves cleaning up after a winter mess. Which reminds me, when you're shoveling that snow, make sure you don't block house numbers or fire hydrants.
Is the house marked or is the mailbox marked? That helps our response times 100%.
And while the work isn't easy, especially trudging through the snow, Amanda tells me she couldn't imagine doing anything else.
I love it. There are days that I can't get myself up out of bed, but I know I can come to work and make a difference on somebody's worst day.
In McGoffin County, Kelsey Soto, WKYT.
And we want you to stay weather aware with the WYMT First Alert weather app. It's a way to get the latest radar and weather alerts, even if your power goes out. Just scan this QR code or search for it in your app store to download.
Well, we are tracking some dry conditions to linger into tonight, but another snow chance is looming by Thursday and Friday. Those details after this break.